I'm David Nieuwoud from Cederberg. Today we at Maras with Martin Lambrecht in Riebeek West in the Swartland. And I must say, this morning driving down from the Cederberg mountains and just see this beautiful mountain flowers and how life is actually coming alive again, and just sit in a beautiful location today. This place is fantastic. This man is an amazing winemaker, producing Maras wines. Also a very good chef. You can follow his journey this month on My Kitchen Rules. If you want to have a beautiful pizza or a cold beer at Maras in Riebeek West in summer, this is the spot. And it's just nice to celebrate a little bit a beautiful Springboks. So we can start with some fantastic rosé. 2022 was a very aromatic vintage. It's a vintage where white wines, they've got high natural acidities, long hanging time. So specifically on Sauvignon Blancs, they're insane with the amount of flavor profiles. On this rosé, this is a real spring refresher. You can have it on a Saturday for lunch, you can have it by the pool. It's just one of those refreshing wines. Then moving on to the Ghost Corner Sauvignon Blanc. This wine is absolutely on fire this year. One of, seriously, my 3 best Sauvignons that I've produced since I've started making wine in 1997. So Ghost Corner from down Cape Agulhas, or more specifically Elim. 2022 again, hugely aromatic. This one is just so refreshing. It just captured that beautiful, more chalky soils of Agulhas, much more the influence of the colder ocean influence. So on nose, that beautiful lemongrass, dusty, slight asparagus. But I think the charm of this wine is absolutely on palate. So normally with Sauvignon Blanc, we concentrate so much on the aromatic components of the wine. And I think the beauty of this Sauvignon is much more the palate. It got richness, it got this beautiful glycerol, fatty feel. It's just a wine with huge concentration. So really, this is a big boy this year. Then the 5th generation Chenin. What a treat to have this beautiful wine in the beautiful Springboks. It's the new 2021 vintage. It's a wine that needs no introduction, but this is a small single vineyard. So the 5 generations brand, this was the first grapes that my grandfather planted in 1972 up in Cederburg. And today this is a single vineyard, very small production, just 15 barrels. So we fermented naturally in 400 liter oak, a combination of older barrels and about 20% new oak, kept in barrels for 11 months. But this is a great food wine. You don't drink this with your bad mates. I just love this nose. So on nose you find that beautiful, more overripe orange peel, nutty, almond. It's just packed with concentration. And the palate is just pure silk. It's quite rich, it's classy. Beautiful integration of acidity in this wine, 100% natural acidity, no fining, just a light filtration. Definitely one of South Africa's top Chenin Blancs at this stage. Then Cederberg Boeketraube. This is definitely the wine for a good Durban curry or green Thai, if you love spicy food. Also the new 2022 vintage, so very aromatic. So on nose you find that much more very delicate muscat, floral, peachy, apricot aromas, but it's refreshing, it's alive, this wine. It's got vibrancy to it. And then on palate, it's beautiful balance between sugar and acidity. Although this got about 21 grams sugar, you don't pick up whatsoever any residual sugar because it's beautifully masked with just great natural acidity. A wine to drink nice and cold, but with spicy food, this is a gem. Then a little surprise. So it's, I thought We're digging into the Vinotheek of Cederberg, and we will offer you 2018 Cabernet. So this Cabernet, it's 18 again on the reds, was a very aromatic year. It wasn't a year of really big, bold wines, but they've got amazing aromatic profiles. So the Cabernet, as you know, one of my personal favorites in the Cederberg range. This is a wine that's probably the best expression of Cederberg. Long hanging time, typical that wine that's not ripened by sun but ripened by time. Very typical Cab. So on nose you find much more, that little bit more red fruit spectrum of Cabernet, but with beautiful sweeter elements of cedar and cassis. It's so aromatic. This is 4 years old, so you can really open up this wine somewhere in spring and just enjoy it. And then the last one, the Cederberg Shiraz 2018. This is the last time. We had a little bit left in the Vinotheek, but the wine that done exceptionally well for this vintage. I think it was probably the most awarded South African Shiraz over the last 2 years internationally. This wine got 96 at the Decanter World Wine Awards, where it was one of the top 3 Shirazes from South Africa. It was, I think, in the Shiraz de Monde in France. It got gold. It was one of the top 12 South African Shiraz at the Shiraz Challenge. At Concours Mondial in Brussels, it got gold. A very awarded wine. Not a big Shiraz, again 18, much more flavor profile on nose. So after having a beautiful glass of Cederberg Shiraz 2018, you must enjoy spring. It's such a beautiful time of the year, where there's a lot of new things happening in vineyards. There's new batch that will arrive. We will do a lot of suckering, a lot of work in a vineyard to bring the best out of the next vintage. And it's time to celebrate with good people, having some wine next to a pool, celebrate life. So all those guys that's not really circle members, make them part of this beautiful inner circle, because this is enjoyment. We can have a beautiful gin and tonic together. You can have some lively rosés and enjoy the beauty of spring. Cheers.